Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to talk about Solana because as you probably already know, Solana has had a massive rally. In fact, ever since the 19th of July, Solana has rallied at 486%, and ever since the 26th of August, it is up 100%, setting a new high up at $131. It's currently trading at 120, and in this video, we're going to be looking at the technicals and coming to a conclusion on whether or not right now is the time that you should be buying this altcoin, because it looks like the sky's the limit. We're going to talk about all of that and more in today's video, so make sure to stay tuned. Smash that like button if you haven't already, but without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. As I said earlier, guys, ever since July the 20th, Solana has rallied almost 500% from $22 all the way up to $120. Now, what we drew on the Solana chart a couple of days ago makes a whole lot of sense because what Solana was doing was going through a big sideways flag. This flag had a price target, and if we look at our price targeting here, we could see that Solana was predicting that this flag was predicting that we were going to go to at least $100. But very similarly to how Bitcoin acted when it first broke above $20,000, it broke that level and then it didn't stop. It continued and continued and continued. And right now the same thing is happening on Solana. We broke $100, we broke all-time high levels, and we smashed it. Right now though, if we look at some of our technicals out on the daily chart, we might want to be a little bit careful. Here's why. Number one, the Lux Algo signals are obviously working phenomenally as usual. We had a great sell signal here, a great buy signal here, a great buy signal earlier over here. But taking into account our longer term charts on the daily chart, we can see that Solana is currently seeing bullish RSI divergence. Now, that seems like a good thing, and it is, but one of the things we also need to keep in mind is the volume, which is incredibly, incredibly high. The bullish volume right now is massive. Another thing to look at here is that the MACD is very, very bullish. I will be paying close attention to Solana, and you should be also to Solana, and seeing when this histogram starts to reverse. It's probably not going to happen until we have a big correction on Solana. Another thing that we can look at here is that there was a green-red-green formation on Solana, which is a very bullish thing indeed. A lot of times these will show up in the middle of a trend. So if that is in the middle of a trend, then we should be expecting for Solana to go up to right about where it is right now at $120. We can also see we're far above the EMA, the 20 exponential moving average to be specific. And one thing we also want to point out is that, believe it or not, the TD sequential is not overextended. It's really funny because almost every single technical indicator that you think would be calling for an overextended signal, calling overextended signals on Solana actually isn't. We're not seeing bearish RSI divergence. We're not seeing the MACD reverse. We're not seeing some kind of candlestick formation that is very bearish. We're not seeing TD sequential be overextended. Now, one thing that we are seeing is that almost all of today's daily candlestick is outside of the Bollinger Bands. That's indicative that we're going to need a correction, and we do have a long upper shadow right here. That indicates that the bears are starting to take control, and people are starting to sell Solana at profit because they've made so much money off of it. Another thing to look into is the fact that the RSI is sitting up at 87. Technically speaking right now, guys, it is a terrible time to buy into Solana. However, there is news on Solana. There's a big launch coming, and we talked about that in another video earlier today. So guys, make sure to follow Solana. Make sure to follow its news of its launches. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on with this project. We're going to talk about it more in the future, so make sure you stay tuned for that. As far as where I think Solana is going, I think it's going to continue to rally from here, to be quite honest with you. The volume's very strong. The MACD is very bullish. There's bullish RSI divergence. It has support on a ton of different levels, and I think that it is going to continue up to 150, maybe even $200. I think that the fundamentals on Solana are a big part of that, and we are going to be talking about that more in future content, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're the fastest growing cryptocurrency technical analysis channel on YouTube right now, and the reason that we are is because it is our mission here to bring you high quality educational and informational content with integrity and humility so that you can become profitable in the cryptocurrency space. That's what we stand for, that's why we're here, and that's why you should subscribe. Also, make sure to check out Lux Algo. It is a phenomenal technical indicator. It didn't have any signals for today, but it did call this entire rally on Solana, and if you had been watching that, then you could have made a 200% gain with that buy signal. Definitely something that you want to pay close attention to. You can find the link down below. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like